Everybody, welcome back to FatChat by Majic. It's been a week. I'm feeling terrible. I've barely made it off the couch. I've had to get an ambulance here to do this, but we're here, and I've got Matt Burton. No, we're good. Body Magic's back. I'm feeling much better, everybody. Thank you for asking. I'm going to be complaining a whole heap this episode, but welcome Matt Burton as well. Thank you very much for being the co-host as per usual, Matt.
Yeah, good to be back after your hiatus.
Oh,
dramatic
mate,
hiatus.
Where do I begin? I was trying to think, where do I even begin with this? How do I lead into it? But it's just, I don't know if maybe we'll do it post-production. We'll put some violins on the back of all of this. Really nice and soft. We'll get the, emotions going.
I can tell them the story.
Oh, okay, right. Go. You say then. And then I'll give my version. Yep, perfect.
So it's quite simple. You were in the gym doing some thrusters. You were carrying on like it was 200 kilos. It was 60 kilos. We spoke last time about your over-ear.
We did speak about the headphones.
Right?
Yep.
Right. So this is my theory. You've been sweating, working hard in the gym.
As I do, just killing it.
Making it look hard. Probably a bit of water over the ears. Causes a suction on the ears, right?
Oh, mate, you make my ears hurt right now.
Yeah,
all this.
It's hurting
you make it hurt right now.
Suction on the ears. Again, don't use noise cancelling headphones because you don't want to cancel out too much noise. And then you've squeezed one out. You've held your breath. Pop, burst your eardrum. So the moral of the story was I was right.
As always, you are right.
You should have used in-ear headphones.
I've never actually met someone that is like an Ironman athlete, a doctor, an ear expert. You're just everything.
Amazing.
You're actually incredible,
I know.
bro. You are I didn't know that that's what an Ironman was. Just
who referred you to the bloke that's helped you the most?
Yeah, very true. We'll get to that part of the story. So anyway, everybody rather. So this is how the story for me went. Was I was at the gym a couple of Fridays ago, doing a big hard session, like just
huge.
Throwing weight around 35 kilo lunges each side, just absolutely crushing it today. Yeah, I was killing it. I was absolutely killing it. Get some hip thrusts. I popped on, I think it was 280 or something. it was 150, but put 150 on. Got through the first 5 reps, and I'm like, I'm fucking killing. How good's today? I'm killing today. I had I actually had Pirates of the Caribbean, just the audio stuff going, so I was just killing it.
That's
right?
weird.
So good. I was absolutely fucking killing it. Five reps into this set, and then I didn't feel anything else, but then all of a sudden, I just got this mad head spin. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is that? I thought, it's 5 to go. Body match, don't quit. Let's go. Keep going. Get your last 5.
Work never stops.
Work never stops. Keep going. Matt would call me a bitch or something. Get your last 5, all right? Yeah. Got the last 5 out, and then I stopped, and I was like, oh my God. And my world just came crashing down I thought, it's a bad head spin. I thought, I'll just see if I can get up. I got up, and then I've immediately just dropped to the ground and gone, oh, wow, that's a big one. I thought, that's okay. Just breathe it out. And it got worse and worse, and I got into this tunnel, and then I couldn't see anything. I'm laying there, I'm just profusely sweating. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me? And then there's like this guy. I was probably there for maybe like 60 seconds trying to work out what's going on. And then there's a guy over there, and I was like, hey, mate, I was pretty calm because I was just trying not to freak
hold on.
out.
So this has gone on, and no one in the gym's checked on you?
No one in the gym's checked on me, bro.
Because it's the standard body magic. Friday.
The standard carry on.
Carry on.
Oh, I'm dead. No, but seriously, that's another whole thing. Anyway, but I was on the ground, and then got this guy to come on over, and he's like, oh shit, I'll go get someone. And I was pretty calm, so maybe that's why the level of urgency probably wasn't quite where it needed to be. I was just sort of trying to just keep myself from not actually having a panic attack. I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but this isn't a regular head spin. I don't know what to do. I just need to tell someone. And then they're like, okay, well, what do you want us to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know, but I just need to tell someone.
Let's not plug this gym, by the way.
Yeah, no. And then the chick's like, okay, cool. All right, well, here's some water. Probably just give someone a call. I'll be around the gym. Just give us a shout if you need me. And I'm still laying on the floor, like I cannot see. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, get myself up. Long story short, the rest of that day just was in and out of these like falling spells. Didn't know what was going on. Mum said go to hospital. I said, no. Body Mag doesn't need hospital yet. Don't worry about it. Matt, I'm not even just saying this.
And then who did you call?
I'm not even just saying this. The thought that crossed my mind was if I go to hospital and this is just like a headache, Matt is going to give me so much shit when I see him next, right?
But who did you still text?
Yeah, then the next morning, went to bed. Next morning, woke up. It was even worse. Had a session. Still went to the session. Like a fucking body Maj don't
And
cancel.
laid on the ground.
Yeah, and laid on the ground, yeah. And Beck did body Beck Magic, so she did the session for me, which is good. I called you saying, I was just wondering, maybe, hey, mate, like, I don't know what's going on here. Have you had anybody that's had like a migraine or anything like that after a session? And what did you say?
I think...
Give me shit.
I think I said, if you just pop down to Bunnings, they should sell...
That's literally
this
what
stuff
you said. You
of concrete.
I'm there, my moment of need. I'm like, shut up.
Can I just... I need to tell the truth. I had a voice memo at 7 a.m. Firstly, you were having to go out at me about being in bed still when I definitely wasn't. And then it was like, oh, by the way, all of a sudden your voice goes from, hey, mate, good morning to...
No good.
Oh, so, man, yesterday...
Yeah.
And we went on this journey, which everyone's just been on for the last 5 minutes.
What's going on?
After I calmed myself down from laughter, I then tried to respond in a reasonable manner, because I do have family that have been through migraines, but I guess I look at their migraines and I took 60% off what you were suffering. And I was like, oh, your mum's a GP. She doesn't care either, so...
Well, she was away. That was the thing. She was away, so then she didn't
Still
really
didn't
see
care,
me.
though.
Didn't care. No. She was just enjoying her Tassie road trip that she was on. And then from that, you went, go to the physio. Might be the crystals in your ears. Maybe done something with that. Went there. And then when the physio saw me, it just progressively got worse and worse and worse and worse, like over those few hours. And then the physio saw me and I was really unwell. I couldn't stand up at all. I was laying on the thing. I'm like sweating heaps and just, spinning. And I could see the panic on his face. He started to panic a bit, thinking it's like a brain aneurysm or a blood vessel or something. And he's like, oh my God, he's freaking out. And then when I saw him freaking out, that made me freak out.
Yeah, right.
So then I've gone into a full panic attack because I don't know what's going on. Like I just, it's
helpless.
Gross. Yeah. And then, called ambulance. I'll have to see if we can get the CCTV off the back of Mum's medical centre, because that was dramatic. What was going on out there? It was ambulance. There was ambulance. There was fucking needles going in me everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Vomiting everywhere. It was terrible. So bad. But then, went to hospital. I was overnight in hospital. Emergency CT scans. I couldn't walk by myself until the Tuesday. So that was like 5 days of just being horizontal, which was just so shit. But then it got better after that. But pretty much what's happened is I've ruptured a part of my inner ear, which is for your balance, which I didn't know I could do, but it was just from being too much of a fucking lord at the gym, pretty much, and just lifting too heavy.
A lord
at the gym, just lifting too much. But that's been me. But it's got a lot better.
And
which
you
is
come
good.
out of hospital with blonde hair. So
and then I don't know what happened. It must have been the CT scan or something. I had my head in all these machines, and I've literally come out of an MRI or something. I'm like, what the fuck? My hair's blonde.
Oh my God, I'm some shady.
Oh, it's. I would say Ken, probably. It's more of a Ken look, to be honest.
Oh, I'm happy to be a rabbit. That'll do us.
But anyway, that's been my week. So, it's been dramatic and shit, but probably a little bit like what you were actually saying about your injury when you were in hospital and stuff. When you're just laying there and you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. You're just thinking that, and also exercising, because you can't exercise and move, and we both exercise and move a lot. Oh, my God. I was so
I don't think we should put
awful.
Us in the same category, though.
Mate, I'm an Iron Man. Have you seen the shirt I'm wearing? We're the same, bro.
No, it's true, though. You're at the hands of the next doctor or next nurse that comes in as to what the next move is. So, I'm glad you're okay. Everyone's glad you're okay. I'm sure you got heaps of messages.
I did.
I actually checked in on you a few times.
You actually did. You were actually very nice on the message for a couple of days, which is good. And then when I started to get better, then it was back to normal. So,
it's because my mum was so concerned when I told her, because she's been through like a lifetime of migraines and whatnot.
I couldn't imagine anything worse.
Poor Body Maj. I find it weird. Everyone calls you Body Maj. So his name is Gerard, we think, or Gerard, or one of them. But you've Beck saved the day, and we're back.
And we're back. How's everything with you? How's your injuries? How's training? How we going?
Yeah, good. I'm off antibiotics today, so
yes.
I should be.
Well, that's a big milestone.
That's a huge. January the 4th, I think I said before, was when I first started on them. So it's been, oral IVs and back and forth. So my foot feels good.
That's
good. I can wear a shoe normally now. And wear a shoe, don't need to put the foot on the...
I'll describe it. Oh, yeah, they still look terrible.
Yeah.
It's
been
does look better, though. Does look better. It's not like oozing and stuff out the side, which is so good. So that's good, everyone. That's good. I know this is more of an audio,
that's
form
okay.
of media,
Let's keep it
but
audio.
it's a regular-looking foot now.
I'm not trying to be a foot model, so... I'm doing all three now again. Swim, bike, run. So
great.
I mean, swim biking I've been doing for a few weeks now, but the running's the one that's has to take longer.
Oh, of course. There's so much more that goes through your foot when you're running and
big time.
sweaty and
So I'll go and see the specialist tomorrow to just be cleared off and left to my own devices then, hopefully.
Wow, that's huge. So it's literally tomorrow's the next one, and then after that, it's just go for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no more drugs for a while.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, bro, that's so sick. So what's like the training that you have been doing the last couple of weeks? Has it been like percent-wise? Is it like 50%? Is it a bit more? What's it feeling?
Yeah, last week was still 28 hours. The week before was 20, and then the first week was just swimming. It was 12 hours.
Yeah.
So it's been like a steady. 28 sounds like a lot, but for me, it's been time.
Yeah.
Right. So swimming, I've been consistent from the volume week 1. So it's been 3 weeks of the same, just over 25K week. And then the riding, the first week I started, I was just like hour a day. And then
just ticking it. Yeah.
Just ticking it over. And then once it feels okay in the shoe, now I've gone to start to load it a little bit volume wise because it's still low impact. So it's not like I can do heaps of damage. It's just what my fitness and my
is allowing
fatigue,
you to do.
Yeah, where that paradigm meets sort of thing. And then the running's, just going to take that. I need to take longer to be running because I've had 10 weeks off running.
Yep. Just going to build that.
Yeah, it
nice
started last week was 30K.
Nice.
This week will be 40, then 50.
Lazy 30.
Yeah.
That is lazy.
Yeah, it feels lazy, right? It feels like I'm not really breaking a sweat yet.
It would do.
Especially with run walking.
Yeah.
Right, I shouldn't say running. It is the Body Majic approach, run walk.
Yep.
In training. So, yeah, no complaints now. A month ago, I wasn't doing anything. So
that's amazing. Yeah, and like I said with my thing, it just I couldn't until the Wednesday. That was the first time I could walk to the end of the street.
We saw it on Instagram.
I'm just telling everybody again, all right, just in case they forgot. Okay.
Paul Beck's out there just trying to get a walk in,
Shut
and
shut up. This is
you're
my show.
waltzing down the road.
But it puts it into so much perspective. I'm like walking around going, this is so good. So, keen to build it all up. But that sounds like it's been a good week. I can walk. You don't have any more.
I can walk.
Yeah, you can walk, and you don't have any more antibiotics. It's been a pretty good week.
Yeah,
That's good.
You're back on antidepressants.
Yeah. So I had everybody we're going to get to a bit later in the show, but I put it out on socials. Because this obviously happened at the gym, my ear. What's your worst gym injury? And there has been some crackers that have been sent in by people that listen and follow. So we're going to get to those in a little bit.
Hey guys, Dan from BackChat here. While Gerard's mum is a real doctor, this segment is for entertainment purposes only. For specific medical conditions, make sure you seek the advice of your own doctor.
Matt, it's time for everybody's favourite segment.
Woo.
Dr. Majic, give me the news. I've got a bad case of vaginal thrush and lumps and balls, and we need you. We do need you. Dr. Majic, welcome back for another episode.
That song keeps getting better.
I tell you, so I didn't tell everybody this in the first episode, Matt. My mum, not even just exaggerating when I say this, she is a celebrity in Canning Vale, right? She has seen everybody's dick and vagina. Like, everybody's, right? As in, you go down to the local shops.
Down to Coles,
local shop,
everyone just nods.
You're walking around the aisles, and it's just like, they're coming up there like, oh, Karen, how are you? Like,
dropping
everybody.
their dacks.
Oh, it's like the one thing that I was like, all
Hopefully
right, should I go on Love Island? Yes, I should, because maybe people will recognise me more down the shops than what they will my mum one day down at Woolworths. That was honestly half the motivation.
Yeah,
but
celebrity in my own suburb. Yeah, absolutely.
well, yeah, it's because you're the best doctor going around. So
it'd be quite common. That'd be a common trait for a GP that's been in that suburb or that area for a while.
Just the love, yeah.
Everyone wants to high five them as they're walking down the street.
Yeah, gets heaps of that. Yeah.
Yeah, people are lovely. Yeah, I like to see people out, but preferably just say hello and keep walking and not ask me for their test results.
Yeah,
well, we had some good questions sent on in this week. Again, we're trying to bring the Dolly Doctor segment back that was in, your sisters or your magazines that you were reading back in the day, and we want to give some health advice and some health tips from the best doctor in WA, in Australia. We'll go Australia, man, actually.
That's a disclaimer.
Yeah. No, well, that's my personal opinion, so that's okay, yeah. And we've got this first question here for you, Mum. So, I've got a question that's sent on in. Can you get pregnant from oral sex?
Nope.
This was sent in from Body Majic.
Nope, you cannot get pregnant from oral sex. If it's just oral sex.
Are you sorry, they asked a follow-up. Are you sure?
Am I sure? Yes, I'm definitely sure. If oral sex does not involve, if it's just oral sex, you cannot get pregnant.
Stop
No.
hassling Beck.
Next question. Next question.
My turn. Why, when I am embarrassed or excited, do my cheeks go bright red?
Why? Oh, right. Okay. Well, because it's a called a vasodilation response, so your blood vessels dilate because your heart rate goes up and you need to release heat. Some people have it as more of a genetic condition as well, that they will flush more, and it can be associated with a condition called rosacea if it's really bad.
Yeah, because definitely some people
Totally
get it way worse. So it's like a fight or flight kind of reaction response.
Well, so it's an embarrassment or excitement response that's normal to get a little bit of redness in your cheeks. But if it's long lasting and it it's very severe, it can be a skin condition called rosacea. Right? Yeah, so which can be treated if you don't like it, but it's kind of cute, really, Matt.
Yeah, to a degree until it becomes a virus or something. But my nephew, he's half Irish, so very pale, right, in skin tone, especially only.
So it's more obvious.
Very obvious. Well, it's very cute though, like you said, at that age.
Rosacea is actually very common in Celtic
is that
people.
Right?
Yeah, so Irish and Scottish people are much more likely to have rosacea.
Is it purely just because the skin's lighter, so you can see it more? And it's like, say, maybe someone that's got slightly more tan skin, you would be having that, but you can't see it.
Well, it's more than that. I mean, certainly you can see, just the normal flushing that normal people, everyone would have, and you would see it more with a paler skin. However, rosacea itself is a different condition where you actually get dilatation of blood vessels that stay that way.
Right.
And you might get, redness in your face all the time, patches of redness on your face, on your cheeks and your nose in particular. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the next level. But yeah, that would be why Irish people look so lovely. Rosy cheeks.
Rosy cheeks. Yeah, it's not just the white skin.
Yeah.
Love it. Next one. What can you do to get rid of stretch marks?
That's a tricky one. So, I mean, a lot of people do get stretch marks as they're growing up. Sometimes they gain a bit of weight, and then as they shoot up in their teens, they grow taller and they lose a bit of fat tissue, and you can get these, almost deflating marks as well. So the best thing to do is probably to massage them. You can use bio oils, apparently. You can go and see a...
Are you an ambassador for bio oils?
No.
No, there we go. Okay. So
I don't know what brand either.
From an unbiased opinion.
That's right. And of course, women, when they're pregnant, often will get stretch marks too, because their bellies do stretch quite a lot. So massaging is a good idea. But again, sometimes you can't change that. Sometimes you can't actually change it. And they can be sort of silvery streaks. Yeah, so I mean, I guess the other thing you could do is to check with a dermatologist to see if there's any new techniques, if it's really bothering you, to get them to fade.
So it's a bit of like it can be a bit of a genetic misfortune to a degree.
Or is it more because of like your actual physical, say if you grow really fast
if you grow really fast, it will happen, but definitely there will be genetic components to that as well. And some people it's more obvious on than others. Yeah.
Interesting.
Just thinking, I mean, I guess talking about pregnant women, that's an
quite
extreme
an expansion over 9 months. Yeah.
Whereas then we talk about like The Rock, right? Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. He has severe stretch marks, right? So it's
what was his deal? What did he?
From steroids.
From steroids.
Getting too big and in the gym side of it. Yeah. So there's like a lot of different options or an ultimate sort of, I guess, result from.
It's funny because it's like almost, stretching. I know some, I've got friends of mine that have got stretch marks because they've gotten so sort of big in the gym quite quickly. Right. And they're like, fuck yeah, look at my stretch marks.
Right.
It's like
really? They actually own them?
Yeah, it's actually a little bit opposite. But then when I work with lots of female clients, it's the opposite, or they've been pregnant and they've got stretch marks, and they're like, oh, is there anything you can do for this area that's got stretch marks? And you're like, well, exercise-wise.
I think you just have to sort of say they are signs of a good life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You did something that us men can't.
Yes, that's
Big
right.
time.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
cannot.
It's very special. But fortunately, most of them do shrink, and most of them do, become less prominent. But they're quite obvious after a woman gives birth, and that can be quite disturbing, I think, for a lot of women.
Just get a good tan.
And embrace the stretch. Love it.
My turn.
You got it, Matt.
I never know what's coming here, so it's always a bit of a concern. The inside of my vagina, back to being a female again, the inside of my vagina is very itchy. What should I do?
I didn't even add this one. This is not even what I wrote down.
Oh, really?
Okay.
You didn't even write this one.
I didn't write this one. It's gone off script. That's okay.
Well,
But he needs help. So.
Stay away from body magic is what I reckon.
I mean, vaginitis, I guess, inflammation of the vagina or itching is quite common. You could be, you could consider it could be thrush. It's a yeast infection that's quite common in women, particularly when they're premenopausal women. It's women that are still having periods. You could be irritation from soaps and perfumes, so don't use any soap in the vagina particularly. You don't use any moisturisers. Just use fairly bland sort of cleansers in the shower. Things like Dermavine, there's a brand for you. That's a good brand.
That's a good brand. It's good for
brand.
kids too.
Yeah, it's good for kids. And obviously if things don't get better, you can go and see your GP. But you can actually get treatment for thrush from the pharmacy directly now. So you can get Canesten, and you can also get...
is that just always...
diflucan 1 tablet if things don't improve, which is an antifungal tablet.
Itchy vag is probably going to be thrush. Go to one of these things. Is that always the case?
It's not always the case. Thrush, you often will get a discharge as well, sort of like a thick white cottage cheese type discharge that women can get for thrush.
I used to like cottage cheese.
I'm really off it now, eh?
And sometimes,
never again.
And sometimes, if you're on a particular pill, some pills if they're high in estrogen can lend themselves to having more yeast infections like thrush. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I'm going to add to this. So I've been on antibiotics for the best part of 3 months. And that was one thing the doctor said is to not engage in if you don't want to pass on thrush because you're...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, that was a bit rough.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
So that
You
was
went
like
celibate as well.
Wow, pretty much.
No wonder you're
Just
so
with the
angry
mix-
whenever you come
the
on here
mix that
talking
I was
about
on.
stuff.
To pass on a yeast infection? Or wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. But, certainly men, anyone can get oral thrush. You can get it in your mouth.
Right.
So you would use Nilstat drops or antifungal drops if you get with antibiotics. If you're on antibiotics, so probably best to take a probiotic while you're on them. Probiotics do nothing unless you're on antibiotics. So don't waste your money in between.
Thrush is in your mouth or anywhere else. That's all the same. Can it be transferred vice versa? So if you got it in your mouth, can you give it to someone?
Be really unlikely.
Yeah.
Be really unlikely. It tends to, because it's a yeast that tends to live in your body, and then it just overgrows under certain conditions. With the antibiotics, you're actually getting rid of all the good bacteria that keep your pH good. So
That was because the signs, I guess, was if my mouth got
furry and bad
it will then travel down, and then you end up with a UTI or. Was that no?
You probably wouldn't get a UTI.
No, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it can go into your gut and make you have problems with digestion and things.
Which you already really do anyway with antibiotics.
I think it would be unlikely that you would get thrush in your penis enough to actually cause problems for your partner when you're having intercourse. But small price to pay maybe.
A lot.
Yeah.
We'll get Matt to swipe his HBF card or whatever on the way out for that one there. All right, that's good. Mum, Dr. Majic, thank you so much for coming on in. Great questions, everybody. Keep on coming in. If you've got questions, FatChat at backchatstudios.com.au. Send them on in. We're here to help. Dr. Majic, best GP going round. Thanks very much, Mum.
Thank you.
All right, man. I was in the gym before, thinking of you as I always do.
Well, when you're at the gym, you generally do. Yeah.
Low weight. And I feel your life needs more drama, and you need an intro song,
Absolutely.
right? And you're a bit like Mr. Worldwide, so Pitbull was on. I don't listen to Pitbull often. You love him. You look a bit like him now.
Pitbull.
You look like him.
Yeah.
Tell me. Shave your head. You look a bit like him. But I feel this. It just, I don't know why
this is a song that you think should be the
sounds
thing.
like you, and it sounds like
just reminds
maybe
you
not
of
the
me.
last 2 weeks, but yeah, it reminds.
Okay.
So this should
can't
work,
wait,
right?
I like it already.
Wait.
I feel like I've heard it before.
It's all you.
Yeah, fair enough. That's good. Yeah, it's good. Hey, it suits the vibe at the moment. It actually suits the blonde hair too. You are right. So it fits the vibe check. It does.
Let's get that on. Thank you, Pitbull.
I like that. Well, hey, Matt, we've got over here, right? This is our segment that we're doing with, talking nutrition, health, fitness, some little tip, right? And I can't wait to have this discussion with you. So, well, what I've got next to me is I've got various soft drinks right here. So we've got regular full strength sugar ones, and then we've got zero sugar options for all of those. And wanted just to have a bit of a chat about what you think of them, why you would use them. I always, I really use these as like a real good tool for lots of my clients and stuff. And I fucking love them. I drink one every day. But keen to have a bit of a discussion. What do you think of full sugar drinks versus diet sugar drinks?
I think I've commented on a number of your stories about what I think about no sugar equivalents. No. When you see the word no, don't drink it. When something is made to taste like something else, there's obviously an ingredient in there that's going to do something else to your system. So the best thing to do is just try and, I understand people feel like they need the sugar all the time, or they need, to eat from a servo or the likes. But personally, from a long-term health point of view, you're far better just to stick to the sugar option or the fattier option in regard to you, the no sugar chopped milk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So milk is still it's a fat, right? But you're drinking something that's now made and it's been tampered with to taste like sugary, right? So they're using sweeteners, and aspartame is not what you want to be ingesting, which is what they've all got.
Is it the aspartame is the thing that you think is the ingredient that you're most cautious about with the drinks, or talking about in the drinks?
Preservatives are going to cause your body to swell in a number of different ways. So if you're trying to not feel like a bit of a balloon, either drink what the drink is. Like, for instance, from an endurance point of view, Coca-Cola, Fanta, Solo, the normal sugar drinks are quite common.
Yep.
At the end of a hard session,
events,
to replace the sugar quickly.
Yep.
Because they literally have an effect as soon as they hit your gums.
Yep.
For the person just pretty sedentary, or you might be at work through the day, that's not the option. There's this drink that was formulated not long ago, but water. Mm-hmm. I think that
I know it.
You know it. There's a few options out there for it, but that's probably the smarter option. If you need the fizz, just go to sparkling water.
Yep.
Try and supplement that and to take the flavour out. If you need a bit of flavour, a bit of lime juice or lemon, squeeze a bit of something into it. But I hate the no sugar options.
Fair enough.
So my wife tries to buy no sugar Coke.
Yep.
And I get it out of the fridge and I put it in the bin outside.
What a waste. This is the best, bro. Well, to be fair, no sugar Coke, you should be putting in the bin. As if it was a Pepsi Max, you should not be putting that shit in the bin, all right? Because that is the goat of all of them, bro. It's the best tasting one. Anyway, I'd like that because we've had discussions, obviously, when we were training and talking about the endurance stuff and obviously on the actual race days and stuff. Coke is really good because it's quick, simple sugar. Like you said, you absorb it so fast, just gives you that little bit of glucose and energy in that. But I guess when, like, I'm talking about it with people, is generally people that are maybe overweight, they're not exercising, they don't need any extra rushes of, quick, simple carbohydrates to, get them going. It's probably the opposite. So, and when I'm sort of chatting with people, it's often you're like, holy shit, if you could reduce even just the liquid calories that you were having, that could be the difference between you either putting on more weight or not, or losing weight and not losing weight a lot of the time. That's what I find. But in terms of so is the aspartame the thing that you're like, that is the bit that I'm like, oh, I really, really don't like?
No, there's a number of them.
Because I think
but that's just a common.
Because I'm pretty sure from memory that Coke has aspartame, Pepsi has aspartame. So like the cola ones have aspartame, but then it's different for different flavored ones. That's what they are. But when I was looking in terms of like what you could safely have, so in a can of Coke, it's like 100 milligrams of aspartame, and it's 50 milligrams per kilo of body weight that you could have that's safe, they reckon. So that's like, for me, 40 cans a day or something like that I could have and still be safe. So that's what, like, for me, it's sort of like, all right, cool. If I'm talking to someone, about weight loss stuff, it's, all right, what do I think is going to get them quicker? Is it going to be overweight or putting more weight on? Or is it the potential of, if you're drinking a sugar-free drink that maybe has a sweetener or something in it, pick your poison. Which one do you want, kind of thing? Like, so, and in a perfect world, I agree. You should just drink water. But water's fucking boring. Like, I have a Pepsi Max or a Coke Zero or whatever each day.
You just don't want to rely on it.
No.
I have this conversation. my sister's in the industry, right?
Yep.
As a dietitian, and she was about that at home. Mum and her, when I was back living at home, and they would go the no sugar, or it was Diet Coke or Diet whatever then, and then it became no sugar, sugar free.
Yeah.
And then the more I got involved in sport, the more I was like, when something's made to taste like something else, it's not a suitable option to supplement the nutrients you're trying to get
in a sport setting, you mean?
Oh, just in a general life, day to day. I just like to live like that. Don't eat or drink something that's made to taste like something else.
Yep.
Or have the effect of something else.
Fair enough.
It's personal, but it's also a very normal,
absolutely.
normal way to eat then and drink. But the key message there was to decrease massive calorie hits is usually by people limiting what they're drinking.
Yeah, big time.
Because that's like, from a sporting point of view, when you're trying to get calories in quickly, you do it through fluid.
Yep.
Right. So especially things like the chopped milks, a lot of people feel this need, in different industries to knock off potentially a litre a day. It goes down very easy.
Well, even on electrolyte drinks, and you were telling me actually that in that circumstance, if you're doing it for sporting and actually like with a sports team or at the gym or whatever, if you actually have the full sugar one versus the zero sugar one, the full sugar one hydrates you a lot more because it's actually got the sugar in it versus the zero one, which won't hydrate you nearly as much as what the regular one would.
Yeah, just flicks your thirst receptors, but also sugar helps break through that membrane within the muscles, within the tissues. So yeah, there's a lot of good to using sugar as well in sports drinks. That's why it's interesting now with Powerade and Gatorade go the no sugar approach.
I think the thing with me as well, same sort of things I was talking about with the drinks, right? So like sport wise, of course, have the sugar one versus the no sugar. But when I'm sitting at the fucking footy and I look over to the guy that's sitting 10, seats up from me and he's eating a sausage roll and a fucking Powerade sitting there watching the footy, I'm going, you're watching the footy. You don't need the full sugar Powerade sitting there.
Maybe he's racing tomorrow.
I don't know. Oh, trust me, this guy ain't racing tomorrow. But yeah, I guess that, for a sporting sense, sugar stuff, if you're burning it, of course, go for it. But if you're trying to look at little areas that you can maybe, switch things out, switch bits and pieces on and maybe sort of cut your calories here and there, I think that these are great personally. But
and that's where we differ.
That's where we differ. And that's why we have these conversations.
I like the cold turkey.
All right, I win. Okay, segment over. So, Matt, I said at the start of the show that obviously with my very, very traumatic ear injury that I had this week, that I put the call out to everyone. Everyone's been so nice about it. I put the call out to see what other injuries in the gym that people that listen and follow along have done. And this was probably one of the most interacted question boxes that I've ever had. I had so many come through. So I've got a few here. We've got some that have been written in, and then I've got some voice notes for a couple. So we've got this first one. This is Christy. So we'll just play them and then we'll have a bit of a chat about each one. Is this connected? Yep. All right.
So I've had implants for a few years and I've just had recurring problems. One day I was doing bench presses in the gym and
working them.
I felt this shift in my body, looked down, realised my implant was sitting in my armpit, so I threw the bar back up, raced to the bathroom and had to manoeuvre it back into place.
Oh, she put her own implant back in. That is crazy.
Wow.
That is wild. I thought the ear was bad. That would be really concerning. And also, she said we were texting, and she spent Come on, mate. I'm an engaged man. All right, I'm engaged, bro.
I'm curious to ask this lady a few questions. Did she get rid of them?
No, she said that she was very disappointed that it cost $20,000 and it slipped out. She was apparently there's a pocket. There's a pocket that
she should be disappointed.
Yeah. She was really pissed. But there's a pocket that they put the implant in.
Yeah, but through the shoulder.
Yeah, just popped out the side and
how big was she benching?
Must have been heavy. Must have been
well done.
Heaps of cc's. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Then we got this next one. That's crazy. Well done, Christy. Well done. Hope the chest is okay now.
Yeah.
Then this next one we've got from Jacob.
Yeah, so I was at Revo at the time and I was running on the treadmill and this person that I'd seen around the gym jumped on right next to me. And he put it up to 14, and I was like, I know this bloke will see me around the gym, so I don't want to seem like a wimp. So I put mine up from 10 k's an hour to 14. Straight away, I knew I was in some trouble. Like, I couldn't keep it up. But I was like, I can't turn it down. This bloke should see me turn it up, so I'm going to have to push through it. Got probably like 15 strides in, felt something go in my hamstring. Literally jumped off the treadmill, looked like a weirdo. Dudes looked at me and gone, are you all right? I went, oh, yeah, I was just doing a quick sprint to finish off my cardio. I've turned the treadmill off, hobbled out the front, contemplated life, and left that gym a week later and moved to a new one.
So he's torn his hammy. He's gone the I'll show you next door.
Yeah, it's the treadmill. It's the catch for anybody. Never over rev the treadmill to a speed you've never been before.
That is so. I love that, but I can relate to either being in the gym if it's doing weights or on a cardio bit, and you see the guy next to you, and you're like, oh, what level you got that? Oh, I'm putting it up a bit more, but proof that you shouldn't do that. So, sorry, Jacob, about the hammy. All right, this next one. This one is from Callum.
So going back a few years now, I had Body Maj as a PT.
Poor fella.
And now look, I'm a heavy set fella, right? So dude's got me doing chin-ups with some resistance bands. Right. Anyways, I'm halfway through a set when I hear the crack of a resistance band go off, and I feel it shoot up my leg, crack me square in the nuts, and then being shocked, I've sort of fallen a little and ended up kind of hanging myself by the nuts through resistance bands midway through the air.
Honestly, so Cal, he's like one of my OG clients, and we're out at this park.
He's still a client of yours?
No, not anymore. I was going
to say, I would have left it
He's got no nuts left. But he was on the doing chin-ups, and there's a band, and we had two bands because, we needed a bit of extra help to get Cal up.
It was heavy set, as he mentioned to us.
Yeah. So, and we put it around, and then he started, and he's put his foot out like that, and it's just gone, and he's up, and he's literally hanging there by these nuts. And I just thought, it's so bad to me, but I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, oh my God, I was trying to help him, but it was so funny. There was quite a few of those that got sent
really
in from people.
Makes you want to go train with Body Magic, doesn't it?
Sorry, Cal. I'm sorry, Cal. Another one. So this was Tracy D. She wrote she wrote this in brackets as well. She said, not funny. Ha ha ha. Dissected my articular artery doing burpees and had 2 strokes. So that's kind of what they...
Whoa.
Yeah, that is heavy.
I get the brackets now.
Yeah, that is heavy.
Say it again.
Her carotid artery is in her head.
Yeah.
That's it. Her artery in her head, and had 2 strokes after that. Wow, don't do burpees, eh? Oh. That is full on. Poor Tracy. Hope you're okay.
If you're doing them, go to the ground.
Yeah.
She was probably cheating them.
Yeah.
Sometimes a stroke's what you deserve.
Thank you, Tracy, for sending that in. I hope the head is okay. We've got Cam. He said, injured my self-pride when I farted doing a lat pull down. That'll do it.
You're not even engaging through.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Like leg press, I could almost.
Over-engaging, mate.
Yeah, like maybe leg press I've been a victim of, but lat pull down, interesting, but I love that. And we had another one from Lucas. He got a testicular torsion during a leg press. I've had one of those before.
It's gone too deep, mate.
Yeah. So he's that's when your nuts wrap around each other. I've had that before. It just happened. Like,
what did you have?
I was about
of course you have.
13 or something. Yeah, it was not good.
Doing leg press?
No, not doing leg press. Leg press when I was 13. I
don't know.
I was
Maybe you used to work out hard.
I was doing deadlift. I was doing probably 200 kilo deadlift or something at the time, I'd say. And this is another one. Carla, one of my mates, again, the tone of this one at the end is why I found this one so funny. One of my mates dropped a barbell back into the rack, and on the way down caught her pinky, and her pinky fell off. And then that was then
disgusting.
That is disgusting. And that was then from Carla, had heaps of I'm like, Carla, you can't.
It's like they're funny because they're happening in the gym. It's funny. Whereas if someone sawed their finger off at work, it'd be like, that's terrible.
Compo.
That's. The gym's a dangerous place.
It is. What's the worst one? Have you had any real bad injuries?
No, I'm quite conscious of that. But just trying to jump on a box single-legged too high.
Oh, yeah.
Run into it, and you
Shins.
can cut them open pretty bad.
Yep.
Scars you for life.
Any like clients of yours or anything ever? Like when you're back in your PT days?
Oh wow, that's casting it back. No.
The one
was
that I can think of was, it was my first day ever working at a gym ever. And I got told, oh, this is the guy, the main PT's name was Joel, right? And I remember at the time going, oh my God, Joel's got like 30 clients. What a lord. Like, this is the guy, right? Oh my God. I'll hang off whatever he says. And they're like, oh, you got to go.
His eardrum before.
Yeah. He's telling me about all the clients that he's got, and they're all chicks. And I was like, oh yeah, Joel's the man, right?
Had you been on Love Island by now?
No.
Wow,
It was pre.
Changed.
And and they said, oh, go and watch him do this group session because you're going to have to do it. So okay, cool. So I'm like front row seat for this group session. And then first exercise, he goes, all right, everybody, we're going to do slam balls over here. And we're going to slam that. And then 3, 2, 1, everybody go. This lady, like old lady, probably 50 or 60, picks up this slam ball, goes to slam it. He forgot to tell her it's one of the bouncy ones.
Oh.
Like, nose broken. This is my first day, first session. I'm like, oh my God.
Joel, you suck.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, well, good fun. But hey, thanks everybody for sending those in. That was great. If you want us to talk about any topics, any feedback from the show, and anything, Dr. Majic questions, send them on in to FatChat at backchatstudios.com.au. Hit us up on any of the socials. Make sure you're checking out Matt's socials as well. He's doing big things at the moment in the Ironman triathlon world. Body Magic, of course. Anything going on for the next week or so for you, Matt? So exciting?
Just living and training.
Yeah, living and grinding.
Stops.
That's good, mate. I bloody love it. Well, thanks everyone, and we'll see you next week. And the last little part of this episode that I've got for you today is I've got a highlight from a episode that will be posted on Friday with one of the best PTs going around in Perth at the moment. Her name is V, and she is in charge of the Busy Girl Club. And it is just one of the best programs going around, particularly for any females wanting to get your fitness journey started. And the amount of knowledge that V has got, particularly with training women around your menstrual cycle, what to do, what not to do. And guys, this could be a seriously good one for you to listen on to, because I guarantee your partners or your wife or your sisters or your mum or whoever it is will be amazed if you've got some of this knowledge for them. And I think it definitely put, for me as well, sitting down listening to it, put so much into perspective of, other variables that I, as a guy, would never think about. So we've got a little highlight just here. Make sure you catch the full episode on Friday. Make sure you subscribe, FatChat on any of the platforms that you're listening or watching on. And bloody love your work. Enjoy the little highlight. What are the stages that I'm going? When am I whining and dining? When am I thinking, all right, this is sexy time, or right about now, feeling good? When am I,
You've got about 5 days where it's high. So the ovulation is usually where the sex drive goes up as well, because that's naturally where the female can fall pregnant.
Yep.
So you've got that, which is in the middle, bang on.
High risk though. High risk boys.
High risk. So be mindful of that. But leading up to it, so once the period finishes towards ovulation, that's probably your good times. You're in the good books. As soon as ovulation finishes, you can be in the bad books real easy.
Gotcha. So
that's where you have to be extra nice.
Yeah. Just making sure everything's good. Maybe cook dinner, make sure your shit's away, all that sort of thing. Okay, cool. That's very interesting. Yeah. Well, I hope that some guys out there write notes for that. All right. So first week, just regular week. Second week, there's 5 days there. That's the hitting zone. That's ready to go. And then we sort of got the week after that
just goes down.
And then it just goes down after that. Okay, so we've got 5 good days to really make it work. Make the most of the 5 good days, and then be on your best behavior apart from that.
Females are really disadvantaged because we do go through the menstrual cycle. So technically, depending on how it affects you, if you have PCOS or any other hormonal issues, if you are a female that trains and wants to make the most out of your training, you have 2 weeks of the month where you can train optimally. And then the other 2 weeks are maybe you have to strip it back. It always depends on the person, but it's just a disadvantage, really.
That is a steady state males will never, ever understand.
We've got the one-on-one check-ins because we do the specific stuff. And just because something works with one client doesn't necessarily mean it works for another client. So some people might just fit in 2 sessions a week and that's all they can do. But then I have them walking and make sure that they go take the train and stop a little bit further away from home, have to walk a little bit more. So it just really depends on the person. But technically it's a combination of, okay, cool, let's look at your sleep. Let's look at your nutrition. Let's look at how much training is realistic, because I think there's nothing more disheartening than subscribing.
Doing a massive plan and then you go, I can only do this twice. Yeah.
And then they're going to be really disheartened and think they're failing and can't achieve any results, because not necessarily gym training is the one thing that you can do. There's a combination of the things that you can actually stick to and that you can do for a year or longer, because we're not just here for 8 weeks and then you're falling off track and then going back to all your old habits. So I think I try and start them off a little bit less of what they're capable of and nail those and get really consistent with that and then build on that. So
that's so true. Just not aiming too high to start off with. You got to literally bring it down as bare as it can be and feel good about ticking your stuff off, whatever that is, even if it's not quite, you're dead at the end of the workout, but just ticking some stuff off.
Ticking it off.